A bright and beautiful morning to you from the city of Abuja, and welcome to the Advent Cable Network Nigeria. This is another exciting edition of Now Streaming, your morning talk show where we address burning issues, celebrate good news, and discuss topics that have the potential to change our lives. I'm your anchor Mojisola, and I have with me in the studio this morning
Smart Simon, your co-anchor. Good morning, viewers.
Good morning.
Good to be here.
This morning, we also have with us in the studio Dr. Bola Ogunyonwo. He is a social commentator. You're most welcome to the You're most welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me around.
And we will be discussing the trending news for today, Tuesday, the 23rd of November 2021. Viewers, do remember to call in with your thoughts, your comments. We usually love hearing from you. Call in via our social media platforms and through the number showing on your screen this morning. So let's dive into our headlines for today. Malaria. Our first headline is on malaria, and it says that we need $200 million World Bank loan to fight malaria, and this is by the Health Minister Osage Ehanire, who says we need the $200 million to fight malaria. Gentlemen, okay. Your thoughts?
And the minister reveals that the money was a component of World Bank assisted multilateral borrowing plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it involved the African Development Bank and Islamic Bank.
Must the loan be taken?
Well, I think that for me, that is a good intention by the health ministry, because malaria has been a menace we've been passing through for a long time, and whatever we need to do in order to stop it is a good one, is a noble idea. I can guarantee you that malaria has killed more people than COVID-19.
Oh, absolutely.
Than HIV and other and what a few, because we've seen cases where you just go to hospital and it's actually malaria, and it is that malaria that will kill you at the end of the day. So if malaria is what we've been struggling with, and now there is a good idea to say, let us come up with this net. I don't know how special these nets are to help us to be able to avert death. And like they have rightly said, that about it will avert 78,000 deaths, 14.5 million illnesses from malaria, and provide 17.6 million malaria services in these states. So you see, looking at all these figures is a good idea, but you see, I don't trust our government. That is my problem. I don't trust them because the idea, that is my problem. But if they have this loan, would this money be actually used for what it is meant for? That is my problem.
Yeah, it sounds really
Sometimes when this money comes, it will just go into private pockets. And that's where my problem is.
The only thing that is good about this news is the mention of malaria. The only thing good about this news, Smart, is the mention of malaria, because of what malaria is. Malaria is a menace in Africa.
It is.
Not just in Africa, and some parts of Asia.
Always been.
Always been. Malaria has always been there. We can't rule it out. That's one. Two, must the government take the loan?
Well, they say it's
I'm not finished.
They say it's a 5-year plan.
Nigeria is one of the most developed, forget our situation, but in Africa as of today, Nigeria is one of the most developed countries.
Of course.
So are you telling me that in our existence as a country, we've not spent so much to fight malaria? That's one. Two, 200 million, is it million or billion?
$1 million.
$200 million to fight malaria. With all the fight we've had so far about malaria, there's vaccine being given to children, there is this big immunization being given to children to fight malaria. $200 million at this time. Somebody will need to go extra mile to convince me that this is a good intention.
Well,
I'm not finished. The statistics they use, where did they harvest it from? You're telling me that this will stop 14.5% of something, 8 something percent. From where did they obtain the statistics? By the way, hospitals are on strike. Doctors are not working well. Doctors are not well paid. Where did you obtain these statistics? It's a good, like I said, the only thing good about this is the mention of malaria. Every other thing behind it. So I met somebody recently who told me that in the government, money must come out. But money cannot just come out. It has to have a label.
There has to be a name for it.
So the money that wants to come out on this particular time or this title is this. So they are labeling it. Smart. I've been to hospitals. Moji, you've been to hospitals in this country.
Yeah, all of us have been to hospitals.
Especially federal hospitals in this country are the most worst hospital. For you to get best medical help in this country, you have to go to private hospitals where you will spend your money yourself. If you dare go to federal hospitals and state hospitals, you may die. I'm sorry if I sound rough. But right now, anyway, do you expect the Minister of Health to go against the president?
All right. Well, I think good enough that is something that will help clear your doubt. And what's that is that the Senate foreign loans have kicked against
God bless them.
a proposal by the Health Ministry to borrow $200 million under the malaria,
I hope they won't be blackmailed.
malaria program to buy mosquito net in 2022 budget.
Smart, I hope they won't be blackmailed.
I think that is okay.
I hope they won't be blackmailed.
Since the Senate committee has kicked against
They've
it,
said
then
no
it
to
will
it.
not see the light of the day.
Amen.
Well,
Amen to that.
we hope. I hope so.
Amen to that. And still talking about monies that go out or come in or go places. You know, money is very mobile.
Oh, especially this period that we are now.
So there's a 16 billion that has gone astray.
Christ.
And the headline says Senate panel uncovers 16 billion naira smuggled into Ministry of Environment budget. That's what that headline says this morning.
Well, talking about smuggling.
Environment does in this country.
As the name suggests.
No, enlighten me a little, please. That's oh God.
No, they didn't say they're the owners of the money. It was smuggled into their budget.
Would you come on?
Now,
It was smuggled into their budget.
This is like budget padding, right?
Something like that.
Okay, so you decide to add excess money into the budget so that when the money is eventually released to the ministry, then there is so much money to work with.
Let me tell you what happened. Let me break you, smart. Let me break you before you continue. Let me break you before you continue. You know, it's like a competition. Ministry of Health submitted their own budget. Ministry of Environment submitted their budget. Education submitted their budget. And everybody's seeing the figure. 100 million health, 200 million transportation, 300 million this. But Environmental discovered that their own budget is only 30 million. Their own is short. So that, how can we be submitting 30 million when others are submitting 100? Now we need to pad it up. And they went ahead and pad it up. Please continue.
16
right.
billion is
Now, talking about the 16 billion that has been smuggled, I think that human beings generally we have a problem. And the problem is the problem of greed. And let me narrow it down to the Nigerians. I noticed that our politicians and civil servants are so greedy. We have enough in this country to be able to take care of our problems and what have you, but few people as usual, will smuggle so much money into the budget. At the end of the day, it will be siphoned. Now I try to, my brain was just ringing, 1 billion naira. As an individual, if I have 1 billion naira now, for example, you have million into 1,000 to make it 1 billion, right? Now, if in 365 in 1 year, 365 days,
yes.
If I will spend 1 million every day, I'm going to spend only 365 million in a year.
Out of a billion.
Out of a billion.
Okay? So I will
That
spend
is
it
if
again.
you want to spend 1 million per day.
Yes.
But don't forget, you can buy car worth 75 million.
Wait. Then another year. So it will take me 3 years
At the minimum.
to spend 1 billion. But you see, I'm just looking at the magnitude at which, how greedy some people are, that will just siphon this money and keep it for
How
themselves.
can I spend 1 billion in 3 years? It's too long. I'll spend 1 billion in 1 month. I saw a recent BMW car that is being sold. Tesla, an auto drive car, is being sold for 250 million.
No, I'm just trying to.
I will buy expensive mansion that is worth 500 million.
All right.
In 1 month, I'm done with 1 billion.
Thank
Now,
you.
now you're
I'm
sounding
just
like,
telling
now
you.
you're sounding like the politician.
That's what I'm telling you. This is how these people think.
Now, the point I'm trying to make is that we are so greedy and taking money that we don't
Okay, so
need.
I'm reading the article down, and this is actually by Champion News. And so the
We
gist
take money that we don't
the
need.
gist is that they're not the ones that generated these figures.
Who
that it
does?
was Ministry of Finance that added to. It's not them. That's
Mojimi, and you know in
see
this
now,
country, it's just
Ministry
a
they
matter
said
of
last
call
year-
away.
Okay, so this is it. Secretary, where is that now?
Senate committee.
You know, on environment.
as
Okay,
now.
okay. He says last year, 6 billion was added to the environment budget. About 1.5 billion of it was released to the environment, and Ministry of Finance later wrote saying it was a mistake.
That was supposed to be from the
So
service.
another 16 million now for the
Wide
same
board
reason
from the
has
service
gotten
of
to
law.
Ministry of Environment, and yeah.
So, mistake. I think that
Mistake.
Ministry of Finance should not be making mistake with
16
something
billion naira worth of
with
mistakes.
something like this. You
It can't
don't
be a
make
mistake.
this kind
It can't
of.
be a
It
mistake.
can't be.
It can't be a mistake.
Are they not professionals? Are they not experts?
It can't be.
Why should they make mistake of inserting 16 billion into the?
I've told you
They are
guys.
taking Nigeria. For
This
the
is
ride.
a matter of competition. Minister of Education wrote 100 and something million. Minister of Health wrote 100 and something billion. And environmental ministry discovered that what they wrote was short.
But they said they're not the ones.
think
that
come
they-
Come on,
they-
it's
they-
only
they
a
give
call
us-
away from the whoever in charge of environmental ministry and call the
You see,
whoever in
reason
charge of
why that
budgeting
is-
in the Ministry of Finance.
Reason why that is said it's passed and then assented to by the president, the
It
ministry,
has to go through.
the minister, the permanent secretary, and directors, and what have you, management staff of that ministry must go to the Senate and meet with a committee on environment, and then they are going to defend this budget.
Did they do that?
It was at the point of
budget
And
defense.
you are telling me that
So
this is
it
a
was at the
mistake.
point of defending
So
that they
that
are now
they say
saying
it's
that
a mistake.
16 billion was added to.
Who was saying that? That 16 billion was added.
So they
unknowingly
need
to them or
defend
what?
it. And if they are saying that it was a mistake, it was not them, then we should give them benefit of the doubt that it was indeed a mistake. Otherwise, I doubt much that this kind of thing will happen.
There's nothing for me to doubt. It's not a mistake. It's intentional.
So still talking about missing monies and all that, we have EFCC bringing out some statistics from their own end. Conviction in 9 years. So from 39,970 corruption cases investigated.
39,000.
39, let's say 40,000, I mean 30 less than 40.
Yes.
So we have 39,970 corruption cases investigated. Findings by the International Center for Investigative reporting have shown that the EFCC successfully recorded 2,544 convictions, and this represents just about 6.36% of the entire cases probed by the Commission in the last 9 years.
That is not good enough.
Are you saying good enough? Not even close to good.
Sorry, sir. In school, what was the pass mark?
40.
Minimum.
Minimum. That goes to give you E.
So 6%.
6% for 9 years. Are you saying not good enough? It's not even close. This is the worst performance ever.
Sir.
Government that promise that they are going to fight corruption.
So this is it. We now have, these are now figures between 2010 and 2019. Okay. They received 73,000 petitions, about 73,000 petitions.
About 74,
from members of
about 74.
About, let's say 74.
Yes, approximately.
73,900 from members of the public. 5,700 made it to court.
What a pity.
So
now the point I'm trying to make is
for 2000.
First, let me start by appreciating the effort of the EFCC.
Okay.
I have reason for appreciating their effort. We all know what happens in this country.
Sure.
If I steal some money, for example, then I'm going to have at my disposal senior advocates that will continue to trouble the judge in the court.
For your sake.
Sure that the case don't see the light of the day. That is one.
Yeah.
Still again, the issue of judiciary. We all know that cases in this country are not as fast as they should be. There are always all manner of delays and what have you. Coupled with the fact that you have senior advocates that you have to struggle with in court. They will come and then employ all manner of tactics to delay the case.
You have to pay them.
Of course, you pay them.
How much you pay them for this big amount of money?
If EFCC have 6%, which is, not good, but they have succeeded, I would just want to emphasize that I think that our judicial and to be able to get more convictions.
So you're saying that it's not necessarily the fault of EFCC.
It's not the fault of the EFCC.
It's more but the case of the judicial system not being fast enough to...
Exactly.
Smart. Let me remind you that EFCC is an independent organization.
Yeah.
But then they don't...
They submit...
They prosecute, but they don't...
out of 73,000, listen to me, only 5,000 made it to the court.
And they're still under investigation.
73. 5,000 made it to the court. Are you telling me that's a judicial fault?
My brother, when they steal, you go, they cover your track now.
So
it is always very difficult
to uncover the track.
Are you not a Nigerian?
No, I'm just trying to understand what you're telling me. Is it not what you present to the judiciary that the judiciary will actually look into?
Well,
I have 73 cases, 73,000 cases, and I could only present 5,000. God.
That's closer to 6,000.
To the court. Minus 75. 5,000 from 75. That's way over 60,000 cases. So still in my care that I'm here to present to the court.
What usually happens is that you must do a thorough investigation.
Oh, I see.
Beyond reasonable doubt.
Yes.
No wonder EFCC has developed the wings now like DSS to begin to molest people in their homes. All in the name of whatever it is that they're doing.
The last home invasion
was in Lekki now. Isn't that one?
No, the one that was done in Abuja.
Mary Odili.
EFCC were never involved.
Oh, I see. No wonder they counted those police guys as fake police officers, right?
Yes, they were not.
Oh, I see. My goodness. These are people that have their numbers registered because
they were able to parade the people. It was a syndicate. It was a plan.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Smart, for mentioning syndicate. Syndicate doesn't involve one person. from the low cadre down to the highest of the cadre. And you told me, come on.
On that note, gentlemen, we shall be going on a short break. And when we return, we continue with the trending headlines. And do remember, get ready to call in with your thoughts and your comments. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is now streaming on ACNN TV. Do remember to call in via the phone number showing on your screen now. So let's move away from missing monies and talk more about missing people this time. I think those are the two major issues we seem to be facing. Wandering money and missing people. And we have something here from the Vice President of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, as Ms. Finda Koroma, who said the only successful way to fight terrorism within the region is to attack its root causes. And we know that the terrorism thing has now become a West African problem, I dare say, across boundaries and all that. And she said this at the inauguration of the early warning study on spillover of violent extremists to ECOWAS coastal member states yesterday in Abuja.
Yeah.
And she says that it will be illusionary to fight against terrorism without attacking its root causes. And she listed some as weak governance, poverty, youth unemployment, human rights abuses, and all that.
Yeah. All right. Talking about this statement that was made by the Vice President of the Economic Community of West African State, I strongly agree with her that in fighting terrorism, you must fight the root cause. Weapons alone it's not enough. You must try to look at the root cause of the problem, and from there, when you handle the root cause of the problem, then it's as good as you have defeated terrorism. Now, talking about bad governance, I strongly agree that bad governance is one of the major challenge we have, particularly in Nigeria. If the government is able to do what is expected, then the fight against terrorism shouldn't have lasted over 10 years.
Yes.
We are still fighting the same thing because the government has not done anything. And we all know that when it comes to fighting terrorism, our security agents, I know they are one of the
that statement.
I somehow suspected you were going to
if they are properly equipped and encouraged by the government, I'm sure they will be able to handle this problem. Then the issue of poverty is there.
Poverty cannot go off. Poverty won't go away.
It's a global problem.
Poverty will be there. The richest country in the world has poverty, poor people.
Then the youth unemployment. I think that we have graduating from universities every year, and there are no work for them. And we are not saying government should employ everybody, but the government should be able to create an enabling environment to be able to give the youth some sense of belonging where they'll be able to, work for themselves and earn a living. And human rights abuses is also there. But let me add that
we have a caller all the way from South Africa. Pastor Nicholas, welcome to the show this morning. Okay, Pastor Nicholas, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can barely hear you, but go ahead.
I'd just like to contribute to your discussion. I've heard everything people have been discussing.
Awesome.
The only thing I want to say is that there is no fear of God in all our leaders. That's the most important thing. That is why they lack understanding of ruling. They don't have the fear of God in them. Because the Bible says if you have a wicked leader upon the throne, the people will suffer. That is exactly what is happening in our country, Nigeria. There is no fear of God. So no matter what you try to say to them or what they...
Oh dear, we lost that call, but I think we get the gist of what Pastor Nicholas was trying to say.
I was going to add one thing that was not captured. That is the issue of education. When people are properly educated, you're going to do a lot in fighting terrorism. And of course, we know that the one we have in this country is the issue of Western education is forbidden. Now, as I'm looking at this, I decided that I should look at what Nelson Mandela has said. He said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. If we must change Nigeria, if we must fight terrorism, then Nigerians must be properly educated. That means that in all the sectors that we have, educational sector should be given attention. Educational sector be properly financed. Not the issue of every time we are on strike from tertiary down to the secondary school level.
I hear the FCT.
Of course,
is on
they are on strike as well. So
the children are home pre-Christmas holiday.
So this is my take.
Is it a
on
warning
this.
strike or a full out strike?
Warning strike.
In every government of the world, 90% of the governments of the world are weak. Do you know why? Weakness is human thing. It's one of the human character. You can't take weakness out of a human being. It's not possible. So psychologically, weakness is one of our features, our regular daily features. Come on, Moji Smart, you know. Sometimes even you, me, in the house don't want to do stuff. We're like, oh, I'm not interested. That weakness just comes. So now imagine when you now bring people together. Even among the 12, they are among the 12, the disciples of Jesus. Few of them were weak. We had the one or two that were weak. So you can't rule that out. So weak government, not so bad. But bad governance, that's where I have issues. When you have bad governance, it is that they won't pay attention to education. Because they don't care. You're talking about graduates. Put the percentage of the graduates under 100. I can tell you categorically that 80% of them are not employable. I have my reasons.
Oh, yeah.
One or two came to my house. This is a practical example now. In the so-called, is it NCE? This teacher's school.
Yes.
She was studying English. She came to my house. She didn't meet me. She decided to drop a note. Moji, smart. The note an NCE student dropped. I couldn't read it to understand it.
Ouch.
That's one. Two, I've seen a couple of interviews online, YouTube, where people are sat down and interviewed. You need to see the way they were talking. There's no cohesion, there's no coordination, there's no understanding of what they were even asking them. Oh, have you seen this Pulse TV interview they do to people? Our NYSC, our coppers, smart, don't even know the full meaning of NYSC.
And what?
Okay, what is the meaning of POP?
Yeah, that. I remember that.
If a graduate doesn't even know the meaning of POP, is that the same graduate you're going to say what is the full meaning of ECOWAS?
You're asking for a lot.
Can you now see
Doctor, you're
that
asking for a lot.
lot of percentage of them are not employable? That's one.
So
Poverty is on the ground. You can't. Even Jesus said it that poor people will always remain. The richest country of the world, they have poor, they have ghetto. But if the government is not bad, they can address this and make sure everybody is taken care of. That's the point. Abuse. Come on. We grew up with abuse. All these, they are only points under bad governance. If you take care of it, there was something I said at my last time that I was here or so. When we're talking about insecurity and all that. Moji, I put it the totality of police, Nigeria police force in Nigeria is about 500,000. That is if it gets there. Smart, am I right?
about that.
Approximately. Out of the 500,000, our political leaders are taking about 200,000.
Did you say police 500,000?
I'm just saying.
No, they're under 300,000.
Oh,
okay.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's worrisome.
Okay, let's round it up to 300,000. Don't forget, Moji, this is the police force for the country that are supposed to fight insecurity and take care of local crimes. We have only 300. Out of the 300, our political leaders have taken 150.
Okay, so on the
I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
Smart. Our political leaders have taken 150. Now we're left with 150 to protect you in your house, to protect me in my house, to go to Lagos and see what the crime is there, to be in Makurdi, to be in Sokoto, to be in Gombe, to check what is happening. Do you mean 150 was going to take care of that? That's one. Two, please, can you help me, Smart? What is the total of the military in this country, the soldiers? 300, 500? Do you have idea?
I don't have an idea.
Our political leaders, they will take some to themselves and leave the rest to us, the crumbs, if we can take care of ourselves. What happened to the bill of state policing in this country? Nigeria is so large that the forces we have are not enough any longer. It is high time paramilitary training is introduced to the NYSC program.
That
3 months.
That is another topic you want to bring up.
I'm telling you, if we can do some of this thing, sign the bill of state policing, let every state get, we have LAPD, New York PD, all these PD police departments. It's state policing. All these unemployed graduates, pump them into the state policing, give them the necessary paramilitary training, equip the one that you have. Everybody will be saved.
So,
Introduce 3 months program into the NYSC for paramilitary training. Every youth will know that he or she needs to defend him or herself. That's where it starts. We're still in the situation in this country where we've seen security is a thing for the government. Security is not a thing for the government, it's a thing for you. And it's a thing for me. You should be able to protect yourself in your home before the security personnel will arrive. Smart should be able to do the same. I should be able to do the same. The security personnel will now arrive to now take it off from there. But when I don't even know how to even protect myself, I don't even know how to do a little combat. I don't even know how to do anything. And you're talking about security? Come on, we're just leaving it undone. Our government should wake up as high time we do.
To our viewers, please call in. We really need to know your thoughts on this and other issues we're discussing this morning. Still talking about insecurity. We have on the Kaduna Abuja highway where the kidnappers returned after killing the Zamfara politician to open fire at about 4:30 yesterday, or on Sunday or thereabouts, on that road.
There was even a video I
less
saw
than
on
5
IG.
kilometers away from where they operated on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because our guest yesterday said they saw the vehicle. He was coming to Abuja. They actually saw the vehicle. They passed maybe shortly after the incident happened, and they felt it was an accident until they saw the news. Apparently, after they had passed, these people came back and opened fire again.
I saw the video on IG, Instagram, and I was surprised to myself. Maybe peradventure, that's one of the reasons why the road track was blown away.
To make
Because it can't be from the way it's looking now.
To make people
go back to the road.
And then so let's take this together with that. We now have soldiers go on rampage, burn shops, vehicles in Imo after confrontation with government, and then we have members of the Imo community pass the night in the bush as gunmen. So gunmen killed soldiers. The community had to be in the bush, and then the soldiers came back and went on rampage after some hours.
All this sounds political to me. something is beneath it. If we investigate, possibly we can possibly get more information.
So there's now
Yes.
a mass exodus of people from that community because they're not
We
sure.
need more, for me, I would need more information for us to really be able to know what happened.
Yeah, let me just say that we all know that insecurity is what we have been struggling with in this country for some time, and that has not stopped. And from every indication, these kidnappers are not ready to slow down.
They're not ready to slow down.
And the reason being that kidnapping business is actually very
lucrative
now. People are going into it, and that's the easy way to get some millions of naira. When you have your loved ones taken away and they're demanding for money, sometimes you don't even bother how much the money is. You just
As
want
long
to
as that
secure
person is back.
his back. So what's there is, I think the ball is still in the court of the government, because security is the responsibility. Securing of lives and property is still the responsibility of government. Now, the statistics has it that the non-state actors are having more weapons than the state actors, that we have almost 6 million small arms in the hands of the non-state actors. Until these weapons are mopped, until the government put its effort through its security agencies and ensure that all these weapons are recovered, we'll still have to grapple with this.
Okay, we have a caller, Mr. Ifeanyi. I think he's calling in from Owerri.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome, Mr. Ifeanyi.
Thank you. I'm calling from Owerri.
How's Owerri this morning?
Yeah, it's fine. It's morning. What happened in our morning yesterday? It's unfortunate that the Nigerian, we saw you having a fight with Mr. A. You know, you come back and start beating Mr. B. It's absurd. If you have a fight with Mr. A, go and look for Mr. A and get them. They are criminal elements. You can't carry your hunger on unknown gunmen and place it on the weak citizens. Look at the destruction carried out at our moment. Last time it was in Gombe.
Oh my goodness.
It seems the army has interest in the state. You can't just continue to harass the innocent people you claim you are protecting. So I don't know. We are tired of this country. And it's unfortunate that leadership has failed. But we'll keep talking whether we hope there be a change, improvement. But what the Nigerian army is doing is not good. They have denied it. They made a post on Facebook that it is the unknown government that bombed those places, whereas people on ground saw them doing that. How can you laugh on top of what you're doing? Instead of cautioning them, removing them from the street. So I'm even proposing that all the military men along the initial way to be removed from Nkwoji Junction to our Mama to Iyala. They should all be removed. The police will not be in charge. After all, the Cameroonians bandits came and attacked people there. No, the army that is supposed to protect our territorial integrity were nowhere to be found. But they are inside the street, frustrating people, doing the job of the police. They should leave and let the police do their job. They are not professionals anymore. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling this morning. Thank you. So he's giving us a first-hand perspective to what went. I like what he said. He said you don't have a quarrel with Mr. A and then take out your frustrations on Mr. B.
Yeah, so I was going to finish my thought on the fact that I need to advise the people around Imo that you don't attack Nigerian army. No matter how truthful your case is, you must fight your case through legitimate means.
Okay, but then
because
in this case,
if you attack them,
it's not the community that attacked them. It was unknown gunmen that attacked them.
Well, how would they verify who attacked them?
Like the two headlines, you know, the gunmen attacked them. The community members started running away from the community because they knew there was
So it's
going to be
actually a shootout
reprisal.
between the military and the
the
gunmen.
gunmen. And
So
now
not even the masses
these are. I mean, like he said, you don't have a fight with Mr. A, and then take out your anger on Mr. B. It's not the community that attacks the soldiers.
All right. So now this tells us that most of our security agents need psychological evaluation. As at this
Which was why
morning,
he was saying you should retract that statement earlier on.
No. Where they are doing well, we should give it to them.
Okay.
All right. Just yesterday,
And where they're burning
my
shots.
younger brother lost a friend who was shot at by the police at the checking point
So sorry
for
hear
not
that.
just cause. He was driving a local government chairman, and I just don't know what happened. Now, a lot of them are having problems psychologically, which they need to evaluate them. But
should
on
that
the
take
issue,
us back to the NSAS
on the
protest?
issue,
We're
on
going
the
to talk
issue
about the
of
NSAS.
Because
Don't
that
worry.
is one of the points.
We're
they are
coming
one of the
to
agendas of
that.
on the issue
We're
of
coming to
attack
that.
to the army, once you attack the army, any community at all, sometimes they don't want to verify, they don't care, they just want to retaliate when one of them is killed.
Well,
You
how
remember
does-
during Obasanjo's
so-
regime
so
how
let me ask.
certain villages were totally destroyed,
Let me ask this
including
question.
women who did nothing, but because armies were grieved that their own were killed,
So
16 armies were slaughtered. They want to destroy the village.
So let me
That is how
ask
armies
you.
behave.
Let me ask you.
Okay.
This is raising some questions. I mean, what you just said now is raising some questions. Is it not the same army into whose barracks kidnappers came and took one of their own, and we still have kidnappers on
In the
Abuja,
Military
Kaduna?
Academy.
Do you understand?
Do you
We still have kidnappers. If they were that vexed over it, then
Why
we
don't
should
they
not be
take
having this
anger
conversation
out?
on the kidnappers.
It's quite unfortunate, really.
So you claim something happens, you claim, oh, it's not within your jurisdiction to react, and then one of you is injured, and then you go and raise down a community. It wasn't arrests, it was burning cars, it was destroying people's
Innocent
property.
lives and properties.
It depends on the commander.
Come on, Smart. Don't
They
stop
have-
defending this.
No, you can't defend the indefensible.
There's nothing to defend in this.
Now listen, I'm not defending that.
Oh,
I'm not
what
is
he's
wrong
doing.
is
But
wrong.
you see, that is
I mean, they
something-
came in, they had their country, they came into your barracks, took one of you, more than
one.
killed them,
And
posted
speculation have it that
the
they have
videos,
to pay for that one to be released.
posted
That was a speculation.
Posted the
Army
videos
work
on
with command.
social media.
What are you
So
telling
are
me
these
command?
ones working on
Not command.
command?
Can't
These
they
ones
do
too
the
are
command?
working on command to burn
so
down
if
shops.
the command say don't go, they will not go. If the command say go, you go.
So which-
You are defending this
you're
thing. You guys
defending
are defending
indefensible.
this. Come on, don't be defending
No, on that you're
On
defending
this,
the
they are
indefensible.
guilty and they should just
But I'm
own
just
up.
telling you the truth.
No. I won't agree to that.
No.
I won't.
Are you saying they got a command to go and burn people's
To
shops
burn the
down?
people that are even
Maybe.
people that are even harmless. They don't even have guns.
People that ran away. The people that ran away. So let's leave the soldiers and all that. And to our viewers, if you have anything to add, please call in and let's hear what you have to say about it. Let's talk politics now. So the headline reads that direct primaries, APC governors fight, that's in quotes, during Abuja meeting. And the contentious issue is bordering around the use of direct primaries by political parties in the
I
country.
vote for direct primaries anytime, any day.
And it has caused a heated disagreement between governors.
It will. They know what they are doing with indirect.
Okay.
They want to take food away from their table. That's why they are fighting back.
Well, we must look at the pros and cons.
What
of both.
pros and cons are you looking at, Smart?
All right, let me make my comment. You see, when it has to do with direct primaries, all the members of a political party are expected to participate in electing the person who becomes the flag bearer.
They nominate.
of
It's like
the
a
party.
proper meeting.
Okay.
We raise our hand. We nominate this is
Let me
seconded.
finish.
No, Smart. I know where you're going.
Calm down, doctor. Let him finish.
I know where it's going.
When it has to do with indirect primaries, you have delegates from various words.
Oh, now choose for
yes.
you. They decide for you.
So these delegates will come together and then elect the person who becomes the flag bearer.
and it now becomes a matter of who can pay the bills.
Now, we have seen the direct primaries that has been done 2-3 years back. We have seen where a candidate was voted for in a direct primaries with almost 2 million votes. And when you come to the general election itself, you only have the person winning with maybe 300,000 votes. And you wonder, where is the 2 million people?
1.7 million.
You understand?
That voted.
You wonder, where is the 1.7 million that voted during the primaries?
It indirectly.
You understand?
Yes.
So it looks like what happens during direct primaries is always not the truth. It does not reflect. Because if 2 million who are, for example, a member of a political party, members of political party, 2 million voted for a candidate to become flag bearer, I expect that during the general election, all the 2 million should still vote for the person.
Maybe they felt that it wasn't necessary.
No, I will tell you what happened.
So that is something.
Smart knows what he's saying.
That is something that is not correct.
Okay, so explain what is not correct.
It's like they just come up with figures that are not real.
Oh, so there were no 2 million. There were no 2 million.
Coming back to my point.
Now, in the indirect primaries where you have delegates,
okay,
you have to do everything possible to be able to convince the delegate to vote for you. Okay. Now, the disadvantage and the advantage is this: indirect primaries is very expensive. Direct primaries
is less expensive.
It's
coming down. It's coming
okay,
back
so
to
now
the
we're coming
core.
back to mobile money.
It's
Come back to the core.
Because in direct primaries you have fewer people to deal with, but in the direct primaries you have the whole members of political parties to deal with. So whatever the party decides,
they didn't agree anyway. They said it actually degenerated into a shouting match.
Whatever the party decides to
governors.
do, I think that is fine by me. But I'm just trying to paint a picture of direct and
versus
indirect.
Now let me tell you, the direct, there's this thing we call that open, secret and open ballot. The direct then was secret, direct, secret, indirect. This is it. The leaders of the party choose a person and present it to the general masses. Okay. That's every member of the political party. Oh, this is the person we're choosing. Now want you to vote for him. Because they are the one that choosing, they back the vote up. They come up with the numbers to make sure that that person
is the
wins.
person who goes.
But meanwhile, it was imposed, whoever was imposed on the... So it was indirect at the same time, some direct. That's why the numbers reduces when the vote now comes. Complete direct is, indirect is, either you like it or you don't like it. This is the person we are picking for you. And they can pick 3 persons. It's not a game of who pays the bill, who pays higher, who beats best. And whoever that beats best is being supported. And the number I come up with at the same time. Now, the kind of direct we are talking about, Moji, listen to me. The kind of direct we're talking about is the nomination should come from the floor of the members of the party.
Somebody seconds.
And somebody seconds it.
And then they vote.
And they vote. Not the executive choosing for us to come to the direct. No, we don't want that. Let everybody come on a plain ground. Everybody on the same floor.
Do you think that will still solve the problem?
And that is why the governors are fighting back.
That
is why they're fighting back, because they know.
If you open it, the godfathers, the
will
political...
now start influencing the nominations.
They will still have their way.
They will. Okay, why do you think the governors are fighting back if they will still have their way? They know what the outcome will be. They know what they have done. In the politics of Nigeria,
the money would dictate whatever happens.
Do you see now? That is why the direct will not win. That's why they want the indirect consistently.
Talking about still on politics and voting, we have the INEC.
Before you go, I vote for the direct.
Okay.
I just want to make that known.
And you are voting for indirect. No. You're indifferent. You're neutral.
I am neutral.
And I am INEC. And talking about INEC, we have the Independent National Electoral Commission providing latest figures on fresh registration for voters' card. The ongoing continuous voter registration, the CVR, which commenced June 28th this year, has hit 4,296. No. 4.3 million. Sorry.
In 3 weeks.
4.3 million as at yesterday. And yeah.
Let me look
so as at yesterday morning.
I stayed 60,000.
Yeah, we have always
Gender
encouraged-
breakdown. This is interesting. The gender
Oh,
breakdown.
that is gender breakdown.
I love this. We have 941,000 males and we have 915 females. So even the women are coming out now.
It has gotten to that. We have to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I like this.
Now, like we have always encouraged people in this program, that there is need to go and register.
Yes, we say that every single
Yes, go and register.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Get your voter's card.
day. Absolutely.
If you have not, do so.
Do so.
And we encourage that when you have the card, please, this card is
Keep
not
it.
it's not for opening your bank account. It is not for cashing your check. It's for you to use it. Because I have a concern of voters' apathy in this country. In the 2019 election, we have 80-something million people that have registered with their voters' card.
And what became of gone?
And only 29 million actually determine who became the president. All other people that have their voters card didn't come out to vote. And there is this issue of saying, even if I vote, my vote will not count. It is not true. Please, let us stop this issue of my vote will not count. Go out and vote, because when you don't vote, you give opportunity to whoever that wants to
also-
rig to rig.
Yeah.
You can add
Because
whatever
they will
figure
use
you
the
want to
vacant
add.
number to
Of
rig.
course, and then the what do they call now? What do you need to, the ballot paper that you need to thumb print, because people did not vote. You can sit anywhere and thumb print. I am encouraging the public. Please get your voter's card and go out and vote. No matter the inconveniences you are going to get during the election, be there and make sure you vote for the candidate of your choice.
Do you think
So
Okay,
this
so
number
we
is
have-
a good
we have
one,
a
but
short
I
time
think we
to
should
round
still
up.
continue.
We have a short time
Will
to round
electronic
up.
voting work in our country?
We're still on the matter.
Gradually.
Let's not raise it this morning.
Gradually.
So, but we're about to round up. We now have so let's quickly take the next 3-4 headlines, and then we discuss the one we want to talk about this morning.
All right.
We have Akwa Ibom State government diverting multi-million naira without evidence of projects. We have an Abuja council chairman docked for allegedly collecting 10 million in bribes.
Or is that regular news?
On a very sad note, we have an Air Force personnel here in the FCT who was bitten by a snake in her restroom, and
She died.
she died. She
So
died.
unfortunate.
It's a sad one.
If a woman of that caliber could die from
Yeah.
ordinary snake bite, that tells you the health situation.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have Mr. Christopher calling us from Lagos. You're welcome to the show. You have
Hello.
30 seconds to comment this morning. Good morning.
Okay.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes.
I want to comment on the direct primary
Okay.
and indirect primary. Okay. What the last governorship election in Lagos State, they used direct primary.
Okay.
It was a flaw because Ambody supporters, they don't allow them to vote.
Oh wow.
Even those some people that don't even have they are not a member of political party, they are giving the card at that point of voting. Nigeria election is a flaw, direct or indirect. But I support indirect primary. Indirect primary is the best. It's the best. Indirect primary is the best.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Christopher, for calling in this morning. So
That's
people
why
are
I'm looking at me
people
now.
are beginning to cast their votes on that matter.
That's why looking at
So
me. now. I
let's.
still go with direct anytime.
So you have one supporter. Okay, you said you were
It has been clear
indifferent.
to us now that whatever people don't want, they don't make it work.
Absolutely.
That's what our politicians are doing. Because they don't want it, they don't make it work. Look at
So
what
let-
he was saying.
can we-
Abdi, that
can we
people
talk
are
about
giving extra
the-
card.
Yeah, I was going to talk about
The
the
Air Force
Air Force
personnel
personnel
and
that
the
was
few
beaten by
safety
snake in our
tips.
toilets.
Yeah.
Now, you see, during the NSAS protest, part of the reason for the protest was to ensure that the barracks where all the personnel are staying are properly taken care of.
And they are well
maintained.
paid.
Because it
about
looks
payment.
like most of this, if you go and if you stay in this barrack, honestly, you behave
You
like
can't
a
stay
policeman.
there, Moji. Don't worry
It's
yourself.
a horrible place to stay. I have
stay there.
gone to army barrack, I've gone to police barracks, and I've seen how those places are. Well, I don't know that of the Air Force, but whatever that will make snake enter into our house.
Okay, so on that, so it actually happens. The weather is getting dry. It's getting really hot, especially in the FCT, and they're looking for cold
Cool
places
place.
to stay. Now they say if you have gaps at your chamber, outside, and all that, they pass through that. They're looking for cold water to stay.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that something was not properly done for the snake to have been able to
gain access.
gain access.
Into the toilet.
However, I should think that in such a place, that should always be urgent response when things
This is a woman.
happen.
This woman should be high in office or something.
Okay, she's
Right.
an Air Force personnel, and you can,
Is
you
that
can
no
look at
hospital
her.
nearby?
I think
This one, she
then,
actually drove herself to the hospital when she discovered.
or she drove herself to the hospital.
Yeah.
I think it calls at this season, we should try as much as possible. When you enter your toilet, observe very well.
Honestly.
Don't rush into using your toilet without properly observing your environment. We should be very, very careful. You don't open your doors anyhow, and always be watchful so that you avoid this kind of thing. Then, for the fact that she was able to drive herself to the hospital, possibly that the venom has already entered into
Yes.
her body.
System.
So that was why, at the end of the day,
Just a little
Doctor.
lecture for masses. We may
Yes,
not be able
please.
to, like I was saying the other time, security-wise, you need to know how to defend yourself. The same thing is
Absolutely.
applicable here.
Yes.
There are some anti-snake plants that we can actually put around us.
Yes.
Flowers and
inside
trees.
flower pots. You don't
Put
have
up
to
like,
even
you can just tell them, your toilet, a little salt enter your closet, flushing it, salt wards off these reptiles. Salt wards them off a little, so that could help. At the same time, we need education on snake bite.
Absolutely.
First, what do you immediately you are bite with snake, beating with snake? What do you
What
do?
is the first?
What is the first thing you need to do? We need education on that. And fumigation is necessary at this time.
True.
Because this is a dry season where some fungi and very bad bacteria thrive. So we need to, there is cockroach invading, mosquitoes are there, insects all around, snakes. So we need fumigation at this time. Once in 3 months, so that we can take off some of this. I think that education, if it comes up, is going to help people a lot.
And our sympathies with her family. May
Her
God
family.
grant them comfort at this
Amen.
time. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us this morning. It's been a riveting conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Smart.
Thank you.
It's been
Thank
good
you so much.
co-anchoring with you this morning. And to our viewers that called in, a big thank you. To our viewers that watched and didn't call in, a big thank you to you as well. This is where we call it a day for today's program till we come your way again. Same time, same station tomorrow. We've said it every day. Be a law-abiding citizen. Be vigilant. If you see something, say something. Report criminal acts to the appropriate authority and do good at all times. Register for your voter's card if you haven't.
Register.
And if you have, go get it. It's yours. Be a card-carrying member of a political party. Which one are you joining, Doctor? Okay, we'll talk about that later. And be ready to be actively involved in politics. Governance is for all of us and not a selected few. Remember, God is the ultimate protector and deliverer. Put your trust in Him. I'm Mojisola, and have a productive day ahead.